Donald Trump strikes critical race theory from the government. Imagine somebody hooked you up to an IV that had a slow arsenic drip into your system. After slowly being poisoned for years, Napoleon style, you start to notice declines in your health. And people then get upset with you when you say, could I at least not have to pay millions of dollars for this IV? The enemies of the Republic, who use diversity and racial equity training as the crowbar meant to pry open, or more like smashy, the windows into the palace of power, are upset that Donald Trump said no more will the federal government pay to have our citizen employees indoctrinated with the poison that is critical race theory. Of course, the radical leftists believe that this was a very necessary use of your money, the money that you pay out of your paycheck into the federal government, so that their allies would get paid millions to shove their intersectional politics down the public's throat at large, because it's their firm belief that it sets up their side to regain power and reduces the resistance of the masses to their idiotic and destructive theories. My feeling, first of all, let's give Donald Trump a lot of credit for taking action finally. As a political calculation, those who believe the dogma of white fragility already despise him, and thus the action will have zero effect on their vote. However, their reaction to this Donald Trump action will be to preen publicly and virtue signal, and this might send more silent masses away from them as they see them as the rageful bigots that they are. However, my expectation is that there are people in the middle of the political spectrum that will see this as a positive move, especially after witnessing the ongoing BLM riots, which is intersectional politics at its finest. And this is despite the fact that the media is trying to whitewash it and excuse it on a regular basis. And amidst the chaos and the ocean of craziness that is the left, there will be a certain number of voters who are still using their own decision-making faculties, who will shift and swim towards the shore of sanity. And Trump's move here acts as a beacon so they can help find it. As someone who is very fiscally conservative with what I spend on personally, I simply can't stomach the idea of paying for the IV drip that is poisoning our nation and society. How much of this arsenic is being supplied by China remains yet to be discovered. The next step is to remove critical race theory and grievance studies from all public schools. It's my understanding that Trump has threatened to cut off funding for school districts teaching the 1619 Project, which is chock full of lies regarding our country's history and written intentionally once again to poison the young minds of our nation. While these mind toxins do fall under the protections of the First Amendment, which I wholeheartedly support, I also have the ability to call out the purveyors of these lies and victimhood as purely evil people. If you think that's harsh, consider the fact that they have called me racist for so much as suggesting that two-parent families yield better results than single-parent families do. These toxic teachings have shut down so many modes of frank discussion, as personally I cited an FBI statistic regarding the murder rate in America and the disproportionate percentage committed by blacks, 52%, while being 13% of the population, FBI stat, and someone immediately called me a white nationalist for citing the FBI objectively accurate statistic, and for daring to question the order of events in the Jacob Blake shooting recently. I was twice called a known racist. How nice. Question the poison they purvey and get a smacking in the mouth. Perhaps I should have more sympathy for the individuals that are stating these things and directing this vitriol at me. After all, they're just acting out the critical race theory training that they've been exposed to and indoctrinated in. However, one thing for sure, while I believe that this move should have done way earlier, let's commend and thank Donnie Trump for removing the IV from the very sick patient, which is the United States of America, before these toxins built up in our collective bloodstream to the point of no return. That is, if that point hasn't already been reached. If you're new, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Peace and blessings. You all have a great day. No more critical race theory for all of us. No CRT for you. Come back. Never.